Hey, it's day 107, and here in New Hampshire, we are hiking from Goose Pond Road and hiking southbound back to Dartmouth College in Hanover, same place we ended yesterday. So, cool day. It's about 69, 70 degrees. Beautiful. Should be a nice day today. And it's about, could be around a 14-mile hike. We will be stopping for lunch partway after 8.5 miles or so. Yeah, a couple interesting things to see along the way, so it should be more of an interesting day. As we often do, we're going to start the day with a climb. Looks like we're heading up about 1,200 feet of elevation gain. Total day is going to be close to 3,000 feet. So pretty good climbing day for sure. And yeah, we'll see how my body holds out. A little tired from all this. The update on the shoes. Yesterday we changed back to Ultra Lone Peaks, trying to help my plantar fasciitis. And I'm cautiously optimistic. It felt better. It doesn't mean I don't expect, and it didn't miraculously cure it after hiking in these shoes, but definitely seemed like it got a little better. So, who are you?
I am Mishnock.
Mishnock, and where does that come from?
It's a Gaelic word. It combines the meaning of courage, spirit, and hopefulness.
Oh, that's actually great. Awesome. Okay. And where are you from?
Well, I'm living in Portland, Oregon. I'm originally from New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of a homecoming to be here.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a pretty steep climb to start the day. Then going up, up, up. I'm only halfway up. It's over 1,000 feet. All right, so we hit this spot, and Moose Mountain South Peak. Check out the views. Woo! Those are nice. The other thing noteworthy about this spot is this is the crash site of Northeast Airlines Flight 946. Apparently crashed here. It's some years ago, so there's nothing remains of it. There was, I guess, a area where a bunch of trees were all, just crashed into. So, and there was some wreckage, but the wreckage is all gone now. The only thing that we understand remains is discolored rocks from the fire. That the fireball, and that's what we've been told, anyways. That some of these rocks have been discolored from the plane. 10 people survived in the rear of the plane. They got out. So that's pretty amazing. Yeah, why the pilot was flying 600 feet lower, nobody knows. Apparently the voice recorder box was damaged beyond use in the fire. So, well, we've been hiking almost 5 miles, and man, what a gorgeous day, right? It's great. Seen a few other northbound hikers since we're going southbound for today. And again, that's always odd. It just feels weird to be on a northbound hike but then hit southbound for a day. But it is what it is. So what am I doing for work right now? Well, I'll take a look at my customer base right now. And for the past few years, I'm in roughly a third of my work has been for a quantum computing company. So they make, you'd have to just basically Google quantum computing to understand what that is. Don't ask me, but they use optics and photons and things and do some pretty cool stuff at a super high level. So anyways, I'm involved in the design of that stuff at a pretty low level, what I do, but yeah, still involved in it. And I've got a couple projects for them I'm working on right now. So that's a third of my work. A third of my work is military. I often don't even know what it is I'm working on. I'm not allowed to know. Sometimes you can kind of figure it out, but yeah, it's just mainly circuit board level development for military products. Sometimes it's not military. Sometimes it's like some nuclear thing, or a lot of science stuff, a lot of even cryogenics. You get into all kinds of weird stuff, but yeah, that's a third of my business. All right, so the other 30% of the work I do is in the biomed field. Well, not 30%, the other third of the work I do is in the biomed field. I've got a long background in working in biomedical stuff. Primarily, I've been working in the last 7 or 8 years in wearable body monitoring, Internet of Things devices. So that's kind of like a Fitbit on steroids. We measure all kinds of things, like oxygen levels, heart rate, flow, temperatures, pressures, and upload those to a server in the cloud. And that's one of the things I'm working on, have been working on, making it smaller, implementing new chips as they come about. Right now I'm also working on a smart wearable CPAP device. Yeah, I mean, I've worked on all kinds of weird stuff. So, but that's about a third of my work. Biomed, third of the work. Military, third of the work. Quantum computing. So, yeah, I have projects, ongoing projects for all three of those different areas right now that I have to complete. And that's been what's taking the primary amount of my time when I finish hiking for the day. I go work on that stuff. And yeah, which, as you know, it's good and bad. Kind of sucks. Be nice to be able to just not have to do that, but it is what it is. The theme of the hike. And what's your name?
Trail name is Dust.
And Dust, and where are you from, Dust?
Jacksonville, Florida. I'm Nobo,
Oh.
off and on, and hoping to make it to Katahdin by...
Okay, so quick explanation, why off and on?
I got rhabdomyosis on the Pinhoti Trail. That evidenced a lot of inflammation, which blew out a root canal in my mouth, which after I went to Springer Mountain, I had to go back to the appointment that I had to get the root canal fixed, and then I went out hike some more and had to come back again to get it filled. You gotta wait for appointments. Then I was on the trail for a while. At Damascus, I got Giardia. So after I came off trail in Giardia for 2 weeks to get over that, which was a mess, I got back on trail again at Damascus, and I hiked it up to Burke's Garden in Virginia, where I stress fractured my foot. So I've been on my butt watching This Old House and American Pickers and Antiques Roadshow, and I'm tired of television. So I'm back, first day back on the trail. I jumped up here to New Hampshire so that I could try to take out New Hampshire and Maine, and then my plan is to come back after Labor Day. Hopefully I'll be done with all that by Labor Day, beat off the weather, and then come back to New Hampshire and have the glorious privilege of hiking the colors south from New Hampshire down to Maine, down to Virginia again at Burke's Garden.
Awesome, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, that was a fascinating conversation with that hiker. He hiked up from, I think he said he started in Pensacola and did the Pinhoti, but he was telling me about the Florida trail and how, don't listen to all the negative comments, you should really do it. But he says if you do nothing, do the Blackwater Trail portion of it out of Pensacola and through Eglin Air Force Base. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but he said just do that. It's amazing, and for 3 days, and it's just well worth your time. But he's also says the Pinhoti is really awesome too. So yeah, it's funny. I've been thinking today about I wonder if I should do the Pinhoti. So anyways, I thought that was very interesting. He's in a supported hike too. His wife drives a Silver Accord, and trail angeling along the way. So we have that in common too. Well, not my wife, but Buzz's wife, Yeah, it's interesting. We exit the mountain forest onto a field, and that's a big field. I see kind of a trail there, but I assume we go straight. Yeah, hope so. And back into the forest. The question is, what's an easier way to get across? The log, the sketchy log, or to go down this and go up that? So I'm doing the log. Pray for me. So it's been we had a great lunch stop back at Etna Road. Vanish gave me some heated up leftover vegan lasagna, and that was just freaking awesome. But then she finished it with an ice cream cone. So, and yeah, they made coffee. So Buzz just wanted coffee, so that was kind of a different thing for us to have coffee middle of the day, but it was quite nice. It's a great day still. Weather's awesome. So at the lunch, apparently there was just a lot of hikers that stopped at the van and got trail magic from Vanish. So even when I was there, we met up with some hikers. Saw hiker Gray Ghost again. So interesting that he explained to me the difference between what he thinks he sees, his definitions of a leapfrog and a crisscross. And I get it. I mean, his definition of a leapfrog is a little different than mine. I had thought of a leapfrog as basically the two people at the north and south end of the day's hike meeting at the middle, exchanging keys, that one. But he was saying no, that was So let me try to explain what his version of a leapfrog is. And it makes sense. So let's say you have points A, B, and C on the trail heading north. So first hiker is hiking from point B to point C. He drives up, leaves, drops off the other hiker at A, drives up to B, and hikes to C. The hiker that started at A hikes up to B, gets the car, and then drives up and picks up the other hiker at C. So they're always on separate legs, but meeting up at the beginning and end of the day. So that's what he calls a leapfrog. Hope that makes sense. But then they ended up switching to what he calls a crisscross, where they both meet together in the middle and end at points A and B. So there is no different legs. They just, one goes south, one goes north. But I can see a real downside to what he called a leapfrog versus the crisscross. And that is because of, you never know when the road crossings, they are not consistent. So one hiker going from point A to point B may be doing 5 miles. The other hiker going from B to C may be doing 14 miles. So you have a very different schedule. So doing the traditional meet in the middle leapfrog, at least you're both walking the same distance. One may have more work going up versus the other one going down, but that's not a big difference in time. And we pop out of the woods onto Etna Road. And there is the van. Cool. Cemetery. All right, so who are you?
I am Snacks. from
And
outside
And
Chicago.
from outside Chicago? Okay.
And I'm his wife, Wildhair.
Wild hair. Oh, as you mentioned earlier. Yes, okay.
Yes, kept under control.
Okay, but you guys are not doing just a single through hike this year. You're doing kind of a follow on
We're lashers.
your lashers because you started when?
We started in February of 2020, which was not a good time to start.
No, yeah, during the COVID times.
Yes.
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 He went home after 1 month,
Uh-huh.
made it to the Smokies,
Okay.
sat at home for a couple months and realized the world was calming down a bit. So we went back out and did another 500 miles
Okay.
and then picked it up again in 22, where from middle of Virginia and did 800 miles up to the Mass-Vermont border.
Okay.
And then this year we're started back there and
We're
hope to
hoping
go
to
to
finish.
Kentucky.
And you'll go all the way this time.
That's the hope.
Cool.
Fingers crossed.
Awesome, guys. Great.
Wanna stay
Appreciate
down?
it. Thank you.
Nice to meet
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's still day 106. We're nearing the end of our hike, less than a half mile to go. I think we'll quickly be dropping out of the woods and then be walking by the Dartmouth College fields, and then meet the van again at the parking lot where we met the van yesterday. So, yeah, it's been a good day. Yeah, the weather's been just friggin' awesome, and the trail's been pretty good. I mean, it was not totally easy, but not too bad. A lot of climbing, but I'm really happy with my ultra lone peaks. My feet feel so much better than they did with the topos. So, yeah, still waiting to see how I feel in the long run, but that's 2 days now where my feet feel better. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, can't wait to get back to the hotel and get some work done. All right, now we're down to under 0.2 miles and getting ready to exit the forest. And the trail actually goes along the Dartmouth College sports fields here. So yeah, we'll be coming out. Wow, still a beautiful day. Nice breeze. Dartmouth Big Green. And you can see the van. It's down in the parking lot. And that'll be the end of our day.